Hello everyone, Ron again, and in this video we're going to talk about music intervals. Action.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
So what an interval is a distance between two notes, and that's the easiest way to think about it. So the reason you need to understand this is to understand how to build chords. And a chord is built of 3 or more notes played together, and that is what provides a lot of texture and feeling, tone, color, whatever you want to call it, to different musical pieces. Over time, we've become adapted to relating certain types of chords to emotions. So major chords are thought of as being happy, like for example, minor chords are thought of as being sad. Diminished chords are thought of as having a lot of tension. Seventh chords do different things, like major seventh chords like this. Sometimes they're smooth or relaxing, and dominant seventh chords they're good for resolution. But today, we're going to talk about the intervals that you need to know to start building chords. So if someone says play like A major, you can understand what they're talking about. And it takes a while of practicing them and considering where they are within each scale. It becomes easier and it becomes like second nature. So here we go. So if you start on the tonic of some scale, which is the root note or the namesake, we're going to do the key of C natural because it's just the white key, so it's really simple. You don't have to think very much. So each note in the scale is called a scale degree. And as you would consider, the second note in the scale, which would be D, because C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Second degree would be the second note. Third degree would be the third note, so it would be E, so forth, right? And these things are comprised of intervals that have names. Now, I mentioned briefly that the chromatic scale is just made up of all of the notes. So that would be like every distance between two notes has a name. Everyone will either have, it'll be minor, it'll be major, it'll be perfect, or it will be an octave or a tritone. And each of them correspond to a certain number of semitones. So we start on C. If you go up one semitone, that's a minor second, and if you go up 2 semitones or a whole step, that is a major second. So I go from C to D, that's a major second. So if you think about C, D, E being the first 3 notes of the C major scale, you can understand why it's called the major scale. So moving up 1 semitone is a minor second, 2 semitones is a major second, and that is going to give you the second degree of a major scale. So everything that is major is going to correspond to a major scale. If you go up 3 semitones, so it will be from C to E flat, that is a minor third. And if you go up 4 semitones from C to E, that's a major third. So in a few minutes, you're going to understand how to build a major third triad, but let's continue. If you go up 5 semitones, that is called a perfect fourth. And you'll notice that is from like C to the 4th degree of the scale, F. So the distance of 5 semitones is called a perfect fourth because in the major scale is going to be the 4th degree. And it bears talking about that if you did a major third, which is 4 semitones from C to E, that would be the third scale degree. So if you go up a major second, it's the second scale degree in a major scale. If you go up a major third, which is 4 semitones, it's going to be the third scale degree in a major scale. If you go up a perfect fourth, which is 5 semitones, it's going to be the fourth degree in a major scale. Now the next one is interesting because they do occur through the major scales, but they don't occur relative to the tonic, and it's called a tritone, which is 6 semitones and is considered to be one of the most dissonant intervals. So that would be going from C to F sharp. Now you'll see this in places like the blues scale. So you can see the tonic is present in the scale. And you can see it sounds very dissonant. So when you diminish a perfect fifth by 1 semitone, that's like making it flat basically by 1 semitone. You go from G, which is the perfect fifth, and is the fifth scale degree of the C major scale. So starting from C, you go up 7 semitones and you arrive at G. When you go up 6 semitones, it's called being diminished, or a tritone. It's more productive to call it a tritone because it's easier to understand. And to me, it's even easier to find. But tritones do occur in all the major scales. For example, in the key of C, the tritone occurs between the notes F and B. So there's dissonance there if you play them at the same time. If we were to go up 8 semitones, which would be from C to A flat or G sharp, that would be a minor sixth. If we went up one more semitone, which would be 9 semitones, then we would arrive at A from C. That's a major sixth. A is the sixth scale degree of the C major scale. So it makes sense. If we go up 10 semitones, you have a minor seventh, and that would be from C to B flat. And if you were to go up 11 semitones from C to B, that would be a major seventh. And if you went from C to C, that's an octave. For the purpose of this understanding of intervals, if two instruments are playing the same note and it is exactly the same note, because for example, two instruments could play C, but it could be in different octaves like this or like this. But if they're both playing one C and it's the same one, like they're both playing C5, that's called a unison. That's a musical term rather than being a scale interval though, but when things are playing in unison, they're all playing the exact same thing. So with that being said, that's a lot, but I'll simplify it by going over it all. So from the tonic, or the root note, or the namesake of the scale, you go up 1 semitone, that's a minor second. You go up 2 semitones, that's a major second. You go up 3 semitones, that's a minor third. You go up 4 semitones, that's a major third. You go up 5 semitones, that's a perfect fourth. You go up 6 semitones, that's a tritone. You go up 7 semitones, that's a perfect fifth. You go up 8 semitones, that's a minor sixth. You go up 9 semitones, that is a major sixth. If you go up 10 semitones, that's a minor seventh. And if you go up 11 semitones, that is a major seventh. And if you go up an octave, meaning you're playing from like 1 C to the next or 1 E to the next, it's 12 semitones. So why is this important? Because you'll hear people describing these things by the intervals that they take up. For example, a major triad or a major chord is the root note plus the major third plus the perfect fifth. So if you know that a major third is 4 semitones, you could start on C, say I'm going to go up 4 semitones, count them. So that means I have to add E, and then I'm going to go to the perfect fifth, which is G, or the fifth scale degree. So the major triad is C, E, G. Now, when you make a minor triad, what changes about it is that you have the minor third instead of the major third. So that would be C, E flat, G. Or D sharp if you prefer, rather than E flat. But that's the importance of knowing this. So you can remember the scale degrees simply because the ones that are in the major scale are easy to remember. So if you play C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, you know the scale already, so you can think of the interval because it's either going to have major or it's going to have perfect. There's not going to be a tritone in a major scale relative to the tonic. It will be relative to the fourth, like the fourth is F, and the tritone in the scale occurs between F and B. So it's going to occur between the fourth and the seventh because there's 6 semitones away from each other, so that would be like this. But if you go C, D, you know that's a major second because it's the second in the major scale. E is a major third, and you can count the semitones if you're looking at a piano, and that'll make it easier for you. Perfect fourth and the perfect fifth, they're going to be part of the major scale as well, and they are 5 and 7 semitones away respectively. The major 6 is going to be 9, and it's also going to be the 6th scale degree. The 7th is going to be a major 7th, and it's 11 semitones. I'll have those all in the description so you can look at them in writing and it can make more sense. But that's in preparation to talk about the minor scale, and it is important because every major scale has a relative minor scale, and it's easy to find when you know these things. You could either know the interval of a minor third to find it, or you could know that it starts on the 6th scale degree. And that wraps up what we're going to talk about for today. The next video is going to be about the minor scale, and we're going to start to look at it. And eventually, there will be enough built up so that we can talk about different chords and resolution and melodies. But you have to have the foundation to understand why the melody sounds good and why someone would choose that melody. So if you made it all the way to the end of the video, then I thank you for watching. And as usual, have an awesome day. Peace.